Welcome to a present from the past.
The show for all your paranormal needs.
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Present from the Past. I'm your host Weldon, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Hendley Row in Galveston, Texas. But first, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button down below. If you've been here before, leave a comment down below to let me know what type of videos you'd like to see or what type of content you'd like to see me cover. And at the end of the video, if you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the don't like button. Whatever. Um, if you have any sort of constructive criticism you'd like to give me toward my videos, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, please check out my Facebook page, my web page, or my Instagram, all a presence from the past. And most of my videos would like to cover, or I like to cover, um, Texas legends and haunted places of Texas, but I will be branching out into other stuff. My main focus has been kind of Texas legends right now. So, keeping with that tradition, here we go with Hendley Row. So, Hendley Row is a group of buildings. There is a larger building in the group that they're down there in Galveston. They're right next to um, the Gulf of Mexico, the Bay of Galveston, whatever you want to call it. And it was originally built in 1855, well, between 1855 and 1858. So it was built just shortly before the Civil War broke out, at least, before anything hit that area really. Um, and when it was first opened up, it was used as kind of a manufacturing place, a place for um, processing cotton and other goods of that area. And back in those days, you had a lot of questionable tactics being used by warehouse owners, and so you had a lot of things like child labor going on. And so, if you can imagine a big mercantile plant, and you got kids that are barely old enough to do anything, and they're operating this heavy machinery and stuff. So, certain situations where no safety involved, um, and things of that nature. So that's kind of the start of the building. A little bit later, you had the Civil War that broke out, and there was actually a battle in Galveston. Started on January 1st of 1863 between the Confederates, who were actually using Hendley Row as a lookout point um, over that bay to watch for movement of any of the Union troops. Um, so during that battle, which lasted one day, you had the Confederate ended up losing 26 soldiers with 117 that were wounded, and the Union ended up losing 150 soldiers and a ship. The USS Westfield was lost during that battle. So you have all this sort of. First off, you start with the negative energy of the warehousing and stuff, and kind of layer that on, and then you have this whole battle that goes on right there. So you layer that on, um, and then after many years later, you also between that time and the 1900, you had outbreaks of yellow fever and other diseases that spread through the community, and a lot of times this main building in Hendley Row would end up being used as a morgue. So you had a lot of dead bodies being taken through this area, and a little bit later in 1900, there was actually a massive hurricane that hit the coast, and this caused for the death of 12,000 people. 1 second. Let me double check that. Could have swore I had it in my notes, but apparently I didn't. A lot of deaths. A lot of deaths. And um, so you had all this loss of life in that area. Um, Probably around 1,200. Sounds more accurate, but anyway, you had a lot of deaths tied to this area, and at that time, the Hendley Row was being used as a morgue again. So you had all these people that were being bringing in from the dead bodies that they were finding. They were bringing them into Hendley Row to be processed and as a morgue and such. Um, so you got all these different variables layered in on top of each other. All these um, times of distraught and depression and just terrible things going on just get layered over and over and over. And a lot of times when you have a lot of negative energy like that, it leaves an impression on the building. And there's that's why I feel like there's a lot of the battlefields are haunted because of all that negative energy from the tragic events that happened there. And in this case, since uh, since those situations have happened, there have been reports of a lot of paranormal activity out there in Hendley Row. If you start back in the earliest, you know what? I'll leave the earliest one for the last because that one almost sends chills down your spine. uh, the most common one is the Confederate soldier. A lot of people see a Confederate soldier either up on the rooftop, which is what they used as the overlook of the bay. You also see the soldier running through rooms or posted up outside doors holding his rifle ready to fire. Um, Many employees in that area have said they've seen him as soon as they walk around the corner, they'll see him posted up in a doorway. Um, so you have the Confederate soldier, you have a woman in a white Victorian style dress who apparently is weeping all the time. And it is believed that either she lost someone during the flood or to one of the pandemics that hit the area, the yellow fever or any other diseases, and she's looking for her, lost love. Um, Not really a whole lot of reports on where she's spotted, other than that she's just kind of seen around. The most active spirit there that a lot of people claim to hear, see, and whatnot is a little boy that's um, you can hear him running up and down the halls. You can hear him playing with a ball, laughing, giggling, whatever. They said when he's seen in like a little winter gray suit. Um, but yeah, I mean, the other one that this one's not quite as spine tingling as the last one, but the other one is a little girl has been spotted, and the little girl is normally spotted by other children. And these children would tell their parents, "Hey, I, found this little girl. She needs help finding her parents." And when the kids would bring their parents back there was nobody there. And when the kids would describe the girl, they said she was wearing like a white little nightgown, like old style nightgown, and she appeared wet. And she was saying that she was looking for either her mom or her parents. Um, Some of the employees in the Hendley Row area have reported hearing this little girl crying out for her mother, and not really being able to do anything about it. So it's a bit gut wrenching. Definitely tugs at the heartstrings, because anytime a little child's involved, you always want to do the best you can to make sure that kid's safe. And well, when they're on the other side, there's not really much you can do about it. It's kind of hard. Now, the last one, the one that I said is probably the most spine tingling, is there's a gentleman. He appears to be either in his late teens or early 20s. He is often spotted in a white shirt, and then the description starts getting a little more graphic. Normally the white shirt is spotted with blood. Some people said they've seen like gashes on his face and stuff, so like a mutilated face almost from what looked like an accident. And he's also missing one of his arms, like it had been ripped off. Now, this one is not said to be seen as much as the other spirits, and he's also kind of created his own legend about him, is that if you spot him, either you or somebody you know or a family member or a loved one is either going to end up hurt or dead. And one of the employees said shortly after she spotted this entity, she actually got a call that her sister was just in a massive car wreck that night. The story didn't tell whether the sister survived, if she was just seriously injured or what, but her sister was in a car accident shortly after spotting this entity. So it's all you need to create the perfect paranormal storm is take an old building, layer in a bunch of devastating, tragic events, and add some time and see what happens. And that's kind of the perfect thing for Hendley Row. The perfect just mixture of stuff to create that paranormal activity down there in Galveston, Texas. So, whew. So let me know what you thought about today's story. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, tell me why. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button. Once again, don't forget to check out my website, my Facebook, and my Instagram, all a presence from the past. Again, I'll try and do more stories like this. I also have other stuff. I mean, I could dive into some reaction videos on, paranormal reaction videos. I can also do some videos on proper investigation techniques. I've been a paranormal investigator now for about 11 years. So got a little experience under my belt with that. So yeah, if you want to see me do any of those types of videos or keep doing these type of videos, please leave me a comment down below. Thanks for checking me out today. Y'all have a good one.